All right. So, in the earlier video, we made the bow ties. In this one, we're gonna lay them down. So, with this particular table, I want 4 bow ties laid down the middle of it, um, where I join the 2 slabs together. Mainly for looks, but also hopefully keep the slabs from ever pulling apart, even though they have a ton of tenons in the middle of it. But here we go. Lay out where you want them, obviously. That's up to you. Projects differ. But take your bow tie. I've got it centered. What I'm going to do is super glue it exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to take a marking knife and I'm going to mark out exactly where that bow tie is going to go. And of course, peel the tape up, leaving my opening where that bow tie is going to go. Then I will remove the material and hopefully the bow tie will slip into place. Okay. So you can use a marking knife. I like to use one of these, and you just cut out exactly along the shape. Take your time. You want it to be as perfect to the shape of your bow tie as absolutely possible. Just take your time, work around. Make sure you get through the top layer of wood. That way when you start honing out whatever you use, router, I do it with chisels, remove your material. If you don't break the surface of the wood, it won't work right. Just got to make sure you dig deep and work around. Okay guys, I lost a couple clips in between there from where we left off to where we are now. Obviously I've gotten started. Um, so now that you've got that score line all the way around your bow tie, I personally take my chisel and I just slowly work around that line, just giving it a light tap just to make sure I've got a good starting point when I start removing material, because I want it to break off clean at that line. I don't want it to tear up. That would be horrible. I'd have to fix that somehow, and I don't like fixing things. So just make sure you got a good solid line. Don't go past the blue line, obviously, and just start removing material. All right. So we are removing material, and the closer we get to the blue line, that's when I'll start really working deeper down to the depth I want to be. Because you want when you get to the edge, you want the material to be able to push in. You don't want so much material there that it pushes back, because then you end up with a really sloppy looking bow tie slot. It just doesn't look good, and it causes you trouble. So nobody likes to have to fix issues. So just start kind of from the center, remove the material, work your way out to your edges, and clean those up real nice. Now, I don't have to do this by hand. I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy working with chisels and hand planes and stuff like that. I like it. Doesn't really pay when you put all that time in something, but each one of my pieces, if the opportunity comes up, I like to add a little personal touch, a little handwork. It's a sense of pride for me. And this tabletop will look amazing when it's done. Um, it really is a rare set of blackjack oak slabs. And I say rare because blackjack oak trees don't normally get as wide as this tree was. Um, I'd say they're probably normally about half as wide as what this tree was. So the two book match slabs end up with a 30, I think it's 34 inches wide course, it's live edge, so it's not exact all the way down, but it's close. It's 5 feet long, about 33 inches wide, 34 inches wide. So it really was. I mean, it's a beautiful set of oak slabs, but the bow ties don't have to be there. I just wanted to add them for aesthetic reasons and mainly for looks, but also that I know those two slabs shouldn't ever pull apart from each other because those bow ties are there. It's really important as a tabletop that you don't get any separation. So I will speed this up. We'll get through this, get this dug out. I think all in all, in real time, it took me about 30 minutes to get this thing cleaned out. But I'll speed it up for you guys. Here we go. And just like that, we are all done. All the materials out, everything's looking good. Just test fitting, making sure I don't need to remove any more material. And because I'm an awesome woodworker, I didn't have to. Um, I did have to smooth out the bottom before I actually installed the bow tie, but that wasn't a big deal. You can see here, lines are straight, clean, crisp, and exactly the shape of the bow tie. Doing it the way I do it, if you don't go over that line, you shouldn't ever mess up. It makes it pretty easy. Even if you use the palm router, you just kind of work the bit up to that line as close as you want to get, and then use your chisel to clean it up. So let's see what we got after this. Everything's looking good, getting ready to put it in. Okay, so we tapped it down, and what I've done is taken sawdust from this wood, and I just kind of smear it around the edge, just kind of with my fingernail and stuff. I just kind of work it around there. That way, if there are any little gaps, the sawdust should sit down in there and fill, and since the glue's wet, hopefully it'll stick to it and it won't come out. That way it's perfect. Now this one was pretty close to fitting exactly, but I did see, like on this back side, there was like a little tiny gap right about here. It's hard to see, but I could see it, and even if somebody didn't notice it, that's the kind of stuff that drives me crazy. When I know there's a flaw and I could have done something about it, but I didn't. I don't like that. So my goal is to make everything as perfect as possible, or at least what I see is perfect. And then you can see this sticks up just a little bit, and that's okay. That's what we want. We want to be able to take that down to this surface. You don't want to make your hole so deep that this ends up sitting below. That would be bad, and it would look bad too. So, alright, I'm not going to show you because why bother, but I'm going to grab the sander. I'm going to burn this down to the surface, and then I will show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, there it is. It's all done. Sanded. not a whole lot of room or gaps. Turned out really good. Now I'm gonna wipe down the table with mineral spirits and give you a look at what it should look like when it's all completely done and finished. Alright, and there you have it, guys. Give you a sneak peek of what this thing's going to look like when it's done. You can also find me on Instagram, grind_wood_woodworking. I usually post things there before I post anything on here, which I haven't really built, but I'm going to. I'm going to build this channel and keep working on stuff, and hopefully we can get a bunch of followers, because as soon as we hit 1,000 or so, I'm going to give a piece of furniture away. Or I'll give something away. So thank you for anybody that sees this, and please like and subscribe. That would help me out. That would be great. See you next time.